There's a brand new mercenary tank in the game right now that you may have already seen if you've played any amount of World of Tanks console between tiers 8 and tiers 10. That is, of course, the tier 8 Rhino, which is, shall we say, going to be an interesting video tomorrow because this thing is very, very powerful and a really, really fun tank to actually jump in and play. And of course, we'll cover all of the news in today's update news alongside one of the best operations you can ever use in World of Tanks, because it is, of course, Silver with Interest event, which is the best event that I think is out there alongside the XP with Interest, because you can just earn millions of silver in just one game. Yeah, millions of silver in one game, depending on what tank you're playing and how you're setting it up. And maybe we'll do a video in specific in the upcoming days on that. But don't forget, the new tank of the Rhino is in the game. So let's have a quick look and a quick overview recap for those of you that watched the video on the weekend as to what the Rhino is all about. So, the tank characteristics. What is special about this tank? Well, it has 440 alpha damage and a considerably decent reload, allowing you to do tons of damage. And it also has the armor model to be able to back it up with a ton of spaced armor, kind of like a Carnarvon turret, not quite as good, and then a Tiger hull armor, which is very, very decent alongside some spaced armor as well. The tank is relatively slow. It's not particularly the fastest with 38 kilometers an hour, but it can move around. I've played it myself and I really enjoyed playing it. 8 degrees of under pressure makes this tank actually pretty flexible. You've also got pretty bad accuracy, but with the buffs and changes that you can use with your equipment and your commander and all of the bonuses you can get and enhanced combat rations, you can essentially bring this down dramatically, and it makes the gun pretty much as usable as you can probably get it. And of course, with 1800 damage per minute, boosting up to probably in the region of about 2200 to 2400 if you're using, of course, ventilation, if you're using advanced loader, rapid loading, that sort of things that are going to boost that up, and with enhanced combat rations. So yeah, decent reload speed considering the alpha damage, and it really does work quite well. And I was able to average about 4k in the games that we did play in this thing, which was very, very good, and it is a very solid tank. Is it worth the 8,800 gold that it's going to cost you for this tier 8 heavy tank? If I was going to buy a tier 8 heavy tank, potentially, yeah. I think it is kind of on the cheaper side for a tier 8 premium heavy tank from World War II, and it's not a bad one. And that price, although it is very expensive, and of course you've got to weigh that up in your own individual case, about spending, you know, £30 on one tank or something like that, then yeah, it's just down to you. The tank itself, pretty competitive. Is it broken? Probably not broken, but it works quite well, and I enjoyed playing it. Of course, the bundle I would recommend is the base bundle. No point in getting the ultimate, as it only gives you some equipment, which with the boosters that we've got at the moment, and of course the Silver with Interest operation, you definitely don't need to pay gold to be able to get your silver, so I'd recommend not purchasing it for an extra 5,000 gold. But what else is happening other than this new tank? Well, let's get straight into it. Of course, we've got the new contract for the Caboose, which is this weird tier 3 mercenary tank. It's not very interesting. I'm not really going to cover it, but it's there for those of you that want to seal club at tier 3 in a mercenary tank. It's there. Then we've got the trade-in event, which is my least favourite event that Wargaming always introduce, and we've actually got a dedicated article that we can have a look through. Key highlights are that you can essentially trade in a tank in the list of premium tanks that you can trade in for 50% of their value. So essentially it's like a, you know, I guess a discount store where you can go in and you can give Wargaming your tank and then get the half of the price of the tank back, so maybe you can test out some tanks and then trade them back in for 50% if you are sure you'll never want to play them again. And then you can only trade in one tank per kind of trade-in, and essentially you can trade one of the vehicles you own for a vehicle that maybe you don't own, that is in the trade up list, which are the tanks you can actually get. Some of the highlights, I guess, include things like the King Dragon. You've got What else do we have? The Dragonlance C, which is very good. You've got things like the Charlemagne I've really enjoyed, the Centurion Atomic one, the EOC Even 90, the Barask is in there. You've got the Sommier SM, the Borsig, the Iron Rain Borsig as well, the most annoying one. And then you've got some of the other vehicles around. I mean, it's down to you whether or not you want to trade in. But for me personally, I'd rather wait for the tanks to go on a discount and then buy them and keep the tank that I already own rather than trading it in for another tank and still having to pay money. Yeah, that's kind of what I would recommend. But that's down to you at the end of the day. Now then, about this silver event, I guess we can have a quick look at what this is all about and how you can take advantage of it so you can get onto the game right now and earn millions of silver in every single one of your games. So first things first, what do you have to do? Well, you have to jump into the game and you'll find yourself having to earn 1000 XP in any number of battles. So you can do, 5 battles if you only get 200 XP per battle, and you'll get 1.5 times silver bonus on that battle on the battle that you actually get the 1000 XP. Now, if you know, with premium time and with all of the other bonuses and with the daily double in your vehicles, you can get tens of thousands of XP, and especially if you're using ×5 silver or XP boosters alongside using a ×2 silver booster. What does that actually mean? Well, when you earn 5000 XP, so for example, if you earn a base value of 1000 XP, you would then, if you had premium time, get 1500 XP, because that's your kind of premium bonus is 1.5 times. And that gives you 1500 XP. Then you multiply that by the XP booster that you might be using. So for example, a 5 times XP booster on 1500 XP will give you a nice little, I guess, 7500 XP, I believe, off the top of my head. And then if you add on an additional daily double bonus that you can get 2 lots of whatever the base XP is. So you get an additional 1000 XP or 1500 XP. So that essentially brings you over to 9000 XP. You might be thinking, surely Wargaming didn't introduce it such that you could complete this operation 9 times in a battle. Except you'd be wrong. They definitely did that, and it means that you can complete this operation 9 times. What does that mean? Well, 9 lots of 50% silver bonus counts to 450% bonus to your silver that you'll be earning in a battle. So, for example, in a standard tank, if you're in a premium tank, say you're playing, I don't know, the Ragnarok, which have a bonus of silver of like 75%. Now, you might be thinking, that's pretty good. What about the fact that, you can use ×2 silver bonuses? Well, that brings your 450% up to 650% silver. It's starting to get a little bit cracked here. And that's based off of a base value of 1000 XP. Obviously, if you have a really good game, you can get a base value of like 2000 XP. So you could double that. So you could get 13 times your silver bonus, essentially. So 1300%. Yeah, madness. Which means if, for example, you got 100k in your battle, you'd earn 1.3 million. If you're playing in a premium tank with high silver earning credits, then you'll be able to, for example, get 75% bonus silver, which brings up your silver even more. And that actually brings up your base silver value. So if you kind of congeal all of this into one kind of strategy, if you're using ×2 silver boosters, you're using ×5 XP boosters, you use your daily double on your vehicle. So say you play, 10 different vehicles, all with your daily double, just get your first win of the day. You will then get a ton of XP. You'll then convert it all into or not convert it, but it will be then used in this calculation to earn 1000 or more XP, complete it tons of times in one game, and you'll be able to earn millions of silver. Now, the last time this was actually in the game, I actually ended up playing some of the Cold War tanks, as you probably know if you've been playing World of Tanks any time, that you can earn like tons of silver anyway. So when you then add in this operation where you can get 13 times the silver, yeah, you can earn like 4 million silver in a game, and I've actually had that myself. So 4 million silver in one game was absolutely disgusting. And I mean, given the fact that you see tomorrow's video where I was just playing the new premium, the Rhino, you'll see how much silver I was earning, and I was not even using times 5 XP boosters. I was just using times 2 silver boosters, and we were able to earn between like 400 to like 500,000 silver in one game from literally just using a times 2 silver booster with this operation. So it's absolute crazy, it's disgusting, and of course yeah, I'm interested to see what you guys think about this. It is one of the best events. I love it when Wargaming do this sort of thing. Helps out everyone to be able to get credits, grind towards their tanks, and purchase some of the vehicles that they want to get. So yeah, thumbs up if you do like that on this video. But more importantly, we can move on in this video as we've spent long enough talking about the silver with interest, and I'll actually show you how to do it in tomorrow's video when we're looking at the Rhino just in the game, so you can literally visually see it, but hopefully you got my drift. Bruiser's Bounty is the next one, which is deal 500 or more damage in a battle, giving you 25% more vehicle XP bonus. Available once per day per vehicle. Another bit of XP for you to be able to farm. Then we have Leading the Charge, which is placing the top 5 XP earners on your team in a winning battle, which will give you 1.25 times silver bonus. Oh god. And that's available 5 times per day. So if you want to play a Cold War for the first 5 games to get an even more of a silver bonus, then go ahead. Of course, then you've got the World War II control mode test, which is actually coming in on the weekend, or from Friday to the Monday, I believe, something in that region. And you'll be able to play tier 10s on the following maps: Fjords, Airfield, Himmelsdorf and Svorgård. You can play tier 10 on all of those maps in lights, mediums, heavies and tank destroyers, but no artillery. And essentially it is a domination style gameplay. All you have to do is when you go into the game, you know, when you select World War II or you select Cold War, you'll just see a control mode beta option underneath those, and then you just click on that and it will bring you into the control mode, and then it will give you all of the tanks that you have relevant to be able to test it and play it. And then yeah, you can just go through that and play the game mode if you're wanting to, and give feedback to Wargaming if you fancy it. Of course, then special sales, we have a few that we can have a look at. The first one being the kind of Cold War vehicles, which are the T95E2 and the WZ111, and they're okay vehicles and nothing special, but they're 50% off. Then we have the AMX L13 SS11 TCA, which I will be picking up myself because this is one of my favourite kind of Cold War vehicles. It's the auto-loading, missile-launching AMX light tank that's really fun to play, and I'm looking forward to actually purchasing that in the game. And then of course we've got the MBT 70 that you can pick up for half price as well. October tank of the month is the AT-15A, not particularly amazing, and of course yeah, you can decide whether you want to get it, but I mean, it comes with some extras, which are 1.5 times silver boosters. It comes with some premium time and gold, and I believe it's like $9.99, so it's just up to you to, and that will translate to whatever currency you're in. I don't know what that might be, but there you go. Of course, then we have the weekly sales, which come in for the ×4 Commander XP boosters, not really worth it in my opinion, and then the WZ122, which is also there for half price. It's a decent tank. Super savings, you got the Big Budder Bill, which is the 3D Premium Commander. It is a 3D Premium Commander. If you like the look of it, you can purchase it. It's half price. For me, I'm not going to be doing that. Then we've got the Tier 5 Defiance Matilda, which is a Tier 5 kind of buffed up Matilda, but still not particularly amazing. And you can get that for half price. And then the VK7501K, or the Icebreaker, whatever you want to call it. It's the same tank. Looks like the VKB that has a stock kind of turret. It's a decent tank. I really enjoyed playing it. It got a 490 alpha and overall a good one. But that's 50% off as well. Available contracts, of course, you got the Thresher, you got the Senlac and the Cruncher that you can complete. The Senlac we did a video on recently. It was a really interesting tank, and some of you mentioned that it did have grenade launcher rounds, which increased the fire rate, but of course get severely reduced penetration, which is why I didn't actually use them, as so you're just never going to find anyone that you can pen with it. But resolutions, of course, it's still continuing for the rest of the year, and we're getting closer to being able to see this horrible rocket launching T-34 Sherman. Oh god, hopefully it's not broken. And then of course, yeah, you've got a new commander as well, the Wolf-Treffer Kraus 3D Hero Commander. You've got some war chests that you can pick up. Of course, the long haul you can complete to get those war chests for free, but you have to play 75 games coming in the top 7 XP earners on your team. And then yeah, that is literally it for this week. Hopefully it was a very jam-packed full video, and of course covering everything that you need to know. But if you do have any questions, or you want to see the stream questions that people were answered and my reaction to them, then you can check out this video on screen. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of the day, have a fantastic rest of the week, and I'll see you in the next one on the Rhino tomorrow if you're interested. Goodbye.